For those of you who don't know, Wanta is a Warlpiri elder and director of the Milpiri Festival in Largemanu. He's led numerous research projects on Warlpiri song, epistemology, education, the repatriation of archival records and youth engagement. Wanta has provided policy advice on Indigenous law, education and youth matters to government and industry bodies, including the Australian Government's Indigenous Voice National Co-Design Group. This morning, Wanta would like to share with us an intriguing story about cooking the kangaroo. And if anything, I think this is a brilliant way to open our symposium and touching on themes of responsibility, connection, and being nourished. I think themes that we might all agree cut across our work in many ways. Wanta, wonderful to have you. We're looking forward to what you have to share. Over to you.
Yeah, you can hear me? Yep. I'd like to start with just asking everybody, have you seen the movie Tracks? No, not anybody? No. It's a yeah, it's a true story of a young woman. Well, she's not young anymore. She's old. Robin Davidson. She's better known as the Camel Lady. And she decided one day she wanted to trek across Australia. Just, go and meet the West Coast. Yeah. But he met an old fella, old Gilby, Mano person from Annabella.
Recording in progress.
From Annabella, and one of the scenes from that movie is she found a dead kangaroo. All she wanted to do is cut the kangaroo and eat him. Yeah, the old fellow wasn't around, but as soon as she started cooking, the old fellow appeared and said, No, you can't touch the kangaroo. Yeah. That language difficulty trying to get across, but some Robin knows that she understood what he was trying to do to stop her from cutting up the kangaroo. I wonder today if one day I'll ask Robin what she thinks about that and maybe explain it to her. But anyway, she's a friend of mine. Yeah, I was supposed to get this box of chocolate to her. She lives in Castlemaine, and that box of chocolate didn't reach her. Because I ate them all. But you could see why that old fella didn't want Robin to cut up the kangaroo. She's a real old lady now. But women are not allowed to cut the kangaroo. There's this law thing about cooking the kangaroo too. So it's all a man's job. A hunter had to kill the kangaroo, especially in Warlpiri, kill a kangaroo and give it to a kurungulu, a guardian. If I were to kill a kangaroo, I'll clean it up, clean all the, chuck all his stomach out, but I will not chuck the intestine. Now, you seal up the hole just in the right side of the kangaroo, and so you use the intestine to close it up again. One thing for sure, especially the really, I'll call it a dangerous zone, is the urine. Gotta get rid of the urine. The bladder, yeah, just throw it away. But there's another little urine thing, pile or something they call it. Your white fella call it pile or something. It's a little small sack with the urine in, yeah, and you put it on the four corners of the kangaroo, the dead kangaroo, while you're cleaning it. You know, that's a big ceremony goes around that kangaroo, and only men are allowed to see it. But funny enough, it's a female kangaroo. Yeah. But you know, if you've got a male kangaroo, you do the same thing. Now, all that is sacred, of course. And on one of the watery ways, if you start up doing that, I'll go back, sorry. The four corners of the kangaroo means, you know, a dog would go up to a pole or a tree or something and give it a squirt. And that says that he wants to own that piece of turf. Yeah, but this one, you are maybe the tree. You are maybe, it's all about the kangaroo claiming you again, reclaiming you again. I forgot to mention that yesterday. But women are not allowed to do it. So it's the same principle as a dog, what he's doing to a tree or grass. I always wondered what was that, why we're doing all this. But when I initiated, I soon learned that's all about country. Yeah. I'd like to show you an image. I don't know if you can see it.
Nearly, just up a little bit
Up,
and across.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a mouth, and that's highness, and there's a stomach. Yeah. But if I turn it around like that, you see the real shape of why that law is. Sorry.
If you just hold it back, yeah, that's good. Thanks, Wanta. Good.
Yeah. You can see the shape of something. Yeah. It is a different, maybe I could call it a jurisdiction. Those language groups have their own way, but they have the same principle. Always cook it during the day, not at night. All people have told me you're not allowed to cook it at night, but during the day. Men are allowed to do it. They dig a hole around oven and it stays till it's ready to get pulled out by a kurungulu, a chungai in Yolngu language, and then cutting it up and distributing it to different members of the family. You know, the old people, the young people, according to their skin name. Yeah. Even the skin name all our body organs and body parts are all got skin name. And that's why it's that is why that law is there. The law of this land will continually followed. In order you make a mistake, you're allowed to go away till you get it right. In some other language tribe, yeah, it would be tragic. But I can't speak for them. I speak because the old fella who's remembered and owns the ceremony of the kangaroo. Yeah, he's now very, very old. I remember sitting down with him and he told me to talk about this. Yeah. Because in the train time, the kangaroo was followed up by a sinkhole. Yeah. The male kangaroo just could hear the female kangaroo down the earth there's somewhere. You can only hear the thumping. Boop, boop. He still hear the heart that she's still alive. And that it caused him a lot of stress. Till one day he saw a woyo, hopping mice. Yeah, he managed to catch that mice and pull it. Pull his ears, pull his tail, pull his leg, and vent him to all the micropods around the region. Yeah, that's how they came to be. This is a sacred story, but only will talk a second. The old fella has made a children's book out of the Woyo story. Yeah. He eventually got into the big red, the big kangaroo, and they traveled. That is why the cooking of the kangaroo, the cutting and preparing, all that, they all represent the law of this country. Just can go, some white fellow will just shoot, cut it up, skin it. Oh. That's no in our society. Women are allowed to cook nowadays the kangaroo tail, because that's not even a real kangaroo, but it's wallaby and all that. They're allowed to cook that and it's bought in the shop. But when you're hunting the real thing, prepare to make everyone happy, because they want to follow you. They want you to be a reliable leader. Yeah, just doing that, really proper way will win you some people to look after you. Yeah, that's what it's all about. The sky is the emu. The earth is the female kangaroo. Now you can see the real story of the coat of arms. I'll get Sam to somehow put that image up there. Yeah. The star, the morning star. That star is a wise man. Wisdom, sorry. A metal shield in the middle. In the middle of the metal shield is the Southern Cross. That same sort of cross was shown to me yesterday in the form of a necklace. Yeah. You know, I could read the position of that star is after the wet season. So it's a season thing too. You got the kangaroo, which represents its continent. You got the emu that represents the sky. All that is in the songline. Songlines that is now disappearing, sadly. But there's more interest amongst young people that want to learn this way. They wanted to go more hunting. We're trying to tell them not to overshoot kangaroos. 1 or 2 is the limit. Yeah, I remember a Chapangati went and wanted to impress his family. He shot 6 or 8 of them. Her mother, she's a kangaroo clan, she started crying and told his son, you shouldn't have done that. 2 is the limit, not 6 or 8. But that's why it's important. Because he's got that Wanta Jampijinpa story as well. I'll just get the drawing back and show you. If I can find it again. It's somewhere in this book. Somewhere in the east, there's a mouth. Somewhere in the west, there's an anus. Somewhere it's a stomach. 2 stomachs. You follow it? But then again, I can't speak about Tanami people's country. But just saying it, Uluru is the stomach or the heart. The Katatuta is another stomach. So knowledge is learned and put in through 2 of them stomachs, the brain and the stomach, is to nourish you with knowledge. Same way as when we eat the food. And that's why cutting it up and keeping it right to people's skin name in a warped society is it's always been that law. I hope you understand.
Wanta, that's given us lots of food for thought for both of our stomachs. Being reclaimed by the country, I think this is a really important thing that we can all start to think about. And I really want to thank you for your encouragement for all of us to listen and learn to read the country in a new way through songs.
And feed on
Aaron, yeah.
feed on the knowledge of this country.
That's it.